for you, fatty! She's there! Let's go!
I can't get my breath. I don't know what to do. I feel dizzy. I need to see Dr. Thompson. I can't leave the house. Oh, please. Can't you send a doctor round, please?
I haven't got time for this, Mac. I'm fine.
It is time for your MOT.
Thanks. I'll have you know there's life in the old Bangor yet.
I've always thought of you as more of a classic model. And it is a bit high.
Well, I'm not surprised with all the pushing and the prodding.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just had a patient on the phone saying that she needs to see a doctor immediately. She's having difficulty breathing.
Yeah, who is it?
Jennifer Douglas.
Well, it sounds like she needs A&E.
Yep, that's what I said, but she won't leave the house. She's a bit hysterical.
Well, Ben's doing afternoon calls, isn't he? He can do it.
I tried his mobile, but he must have no signal.
Well, call him again. And if he doesn't answer...
Mac, why don't you deal with it?
Yeah, OK. Got the number?
Why don't you go and see her?
Are you trying to get rid of me?
No, not at all. But it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes. Can you find a note, please? See you later.
Whoa, whoa, careful.
Say hello to Fatty for us.
Who is it?
It's Dr. Maguire, Riverside.
Thank you so much for coming out. Sorry to have troubled you.
No problem.
Hi.
Hi.
Come in.
I think you had a panic attack. How are you feeling now?
A bit calmer. I'm so sorry to have wasted your time.
You have not wasted my time.
Making you come out like that.
Panic attacks are very frightening.
I really thought I was going to die. You must think I'm a complete neurotic.
Not at all. Look, something usually triggers off an attack like this. Have you any idea what it might be?
Well, there were some children making a nuisance of themselves. I mean, banging on the door, shouting things.
Yes, I've had the pleasure. I ran into them earlier. Have they done it before?
Oh, yes.
Often?
Well, not every day, if that's what you mean.
But they do bother you.
I don't normally let them get to me. I mean, not this much. I should learn to ignore them.
Well, they should learn to have some respect.
They're only young, they don't know any better.
You are never too young to learn manners.
You reminded me of someone. For a moment.
Oh, really? Who?
Just somebody.
Is that offer of a cup of tea still on?
Got you this. Just a silly little thing. Saw it at lunchtime and I thought of you.
Because I'm always losing my keys.
No, because...
Yesterday. I know. Thank you.
Would you like a cup of tea?
I could do something a bit stronger.
Good idea. White wine all right?
Yeah. Here, let me pull. So,
I really
how
had... You first.
I was just wondering how come you're a lady of leisure this afternoon?
There'll be some advantages to being the practice manager.
So where's Mac?
He won't be back until after 5.
What are you doing here? Oh, there's some odds and ends I need to clear up. But you must have loads to do before tomorrow. Oh, God, you won't catch me in here the day before my wedding. Really?
Oh, right now I'd have minions at my beck and call, plucking, manicuring, waxing, the full facial.
Oh, I need to see Mrs. King's notes.
Are you going to do your own makeup?
Mrs. King's notes.
Right.
I'm making a list of all the patients that need to see a doctor while I'm away.
Fine. So let me in on the secret.
What secret?
What are you wearing?
Sorry?
Tomorrow.
A dress?
And?
And what?
What, are you going for the classic white or something a little raunchier?
Carolina, is there any sign of those notes?
No. Did Ollie see Mrs. King this morning?
Thank you.
A friend of mine went for a pale apricot. I didn't like it though, it made it look washed out. And
I had a really great time yesterday.
The simple pleasures. Here, leave that to me. Let me do it.
Is there anything you can't do?
What do you like? I couldn't have coped without you yesterday in the woods.
Not really your natural habitat, is it?
Not really, no. I gave up on the guides after one night under canvas. It's fun, though.
Yeah. I felt like a teenager.
More like a 10-year-old, if you ask me.
You might have a point there.
Must do it again, though, soon.
Yeah, absolutely. The, country air must have done you good. You look terrific.
Yeah, brought out the nature girl in me. I'll put on some music. Any preferences?
No.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thanks. In the past, you've been with Dr. Thompson. Working with her to get your weight down.
Yes.
And she gave you some diet sheets?
Yes.
Did they help?
Well, they were all right, but whatever I do, it doesn't seem to make much difference. I don't lose the weight. She's always telling me I need to do more exercise.
Well, none of us do enough of that. But she is quite right.
Well, it's difficult. I don't leave the house very much, and I don't have much of a social life.
How do you spend your time?
Doing this and that. Oh, I'm doing an Open University course in art history.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yes, it is. It keeps my mind occupied. When I was younger, I used to go down to London, see all the big exhibitions.
So why have you stopped doing that?
Well, there's no one really for me to go with now.
Family? Friends?
There's a very nice lady who lives next door. Pops in occasionally, but I don't think she'd be interested.
Family?
I never had children.
How long have you lived here?
About 3 years. It's not exactly ideal. I didn't always live like this.
Well, where were you before?
Northbridge Park.
Oh, some very nice properties up there.
Yes, more than you can say about round here. Unfortunately, my house was repossessed and put me in a B&B until the council found me this place. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not home.
Can you explain this?
What is it?
It says at the top, the Walker Wedding Stakes.
Oh, that.
Shall I go on? 2-1 on favourite, Jerry doesn't turn up, Carolina. 5-1, neither of them turns up, Kate. 10-1, Jerry turns up and so does his other wife, Ben. 50-1, they marry and live happily ever after, Jude.
It was only a bit of fun.
I'm not laughing.
I don't think you should take any notice of it.
Why? Because my marriage is a joke amongst those I work with.
Look, I'm sorry. At least I went for the happy ever after option.
Oh, perhaps I should give you a pat on the back, risking your wages on my happiness.
I really do think you'll be happy.
Yeah, well, you're the only one. Can't believe Carolina's been so two-faced.
Oh, I don't think she was. Look, Ollie only gave us the 4 options. Hey, I seem to remember, not so long ago, you all took bets on me marrying Pete.
What if Carolina's right?
Look, Faith, you can't let a silly game like this get to you. You and Jerry are made for each other.
Really? We hardly know each other. And it's not as if I haven't made some awful mistakes in my choice of men before.
Haven't we all?
He and I are so different.
So, that's a bonus.
He's a football fanatic. I hate it. His record collection never got past the 80s.
There's nothing wrong with the Pet Shop Boys.
And he's so fit.
Oh, how terrible. I think you should just call the whole thing off now.
Every morning, it's like 100 press-ups before breakfast.
And you're complaining?
I'm serious, Jude.
Do you two have a great time together?
Yeah.
And does he make you happy?
Yes. I suppose there is some advantage in marrying a man who keeps himself in good shape.
Well then, Faith, no one can say why some relationships work and others don't. It's chemistry, I suppose.
Is that your professional opinion, Doctor?
Yes, and medical research has proved that the most unlikely people can still get it together. Believe me.
It's Mac. Hi. Oh, fine. Music? Yeah, well, I'm in a shop. Why? Yeah, bye.
Shall I go? Kate, maybe we should stop this
I
before-
think we need some more wine.
Typical, wouldn't you say? I turn my back on my wife for 1 second and she's straight off down to the shops. Well, you're looking better.
Thank you. I feel better.
That's good.
Do you think it'll happen again?
Panic attacks? Yeah, it's possible. They're usually triggered by stressful situations, but you said the boys don't usually get to you.
Well, they're just silly kids.
Well, is there something else that's troubling you?
No, nothing.
Do you think you overeat?
Not all the time, but I tend to binge.
And it's usually connected with the way you're feeling at that time, is it?
I suppose so, yeah. If I'm feeling low, I tend to eat too much. All the wrong things, of course. Crisps, chocolate. Oh, don't tell Dr. Thompson.
Look, binging, overeating is just as much an eating disorder as bulimia and anorexia. And there's nearly always an emotional reason behind it. Sadness, anger, loneliness.
I wasn't always lonely. I was married once.
To a very dashy-looking fella. Photograph in the bedroom.
Oh, yes. Frank was certainly that.
What happened?
He died. Actually, that's how I came to be living here. Silly old thing didn't sort out his life insurance.
Was it a long illness?
No. It was an accident. He drowned.
How could you be so stupid as to leave it on your desk?
Well, I didn't know Faith was going to be rooting around, did I? She wasn't meant to be in there. Anyway, the bet was your idea.
Well, because you were so cynical about the whole thing. I believe they'll be happy. And I put my money where my mouth is.
It was a good bet. You saw the odds. You stood to win £500.
Oh, yeah, and when would you pay out?
10th wedding anniversary? Can't say fairer than that.
Oh, you're all heart.
He was on the Santorini.
Yes.
Was it really 5 years ago? I remember it. A lot of people died.
56. Mainly holidaymakers.
What a terrible way to lose somebody.
It doesn't get much easier with time. Still, life goes on. Look, I'm sure you've got more important things to do than listen to me. I really don't want to take up any more of your time.
Have you had counselling?
Yes, it didn't really help.
I think you need to talk about it. Look, I know a lot of us find it very difficult to talk to somebody else about what's going on inside, but... Look, Jennifer, I would like you to tell me about all this.
It's difficult. Would you share your emotions with a complete stranger?
Well, if you'd asked me that a couple of years ago, I'd have said no. But things have changed. I actually thought that it was my duty to put on a brave face. I liked people thinking that I could cope with whatever it was that the world chose to throw at me.
Well, that's how I am. You have to get on with things.
Yeah, well, I'm not like that anymore.
Why not?
Because... Well, actually, my wife and I, we had a difficulty. I found something in my life a real problem, and I wouldn't talk to Kate about it. And before I knew it, I was knocking back whiskey with my breakfast.
And you think I'm using food like that?
Yeah, well, you could be using it as a comfort. You might have had the panic attack because of all this grief that you're not allowing yourself to feel. Or share. I know it might seem even scarier to actually talk about it, but believe me, it isn't. When I finally did talk to Kate, it really was like having a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Honest.
I am scared. If I start crying, I'll never stop.
What was Frank like?
Tell me about your wife.
Well, she is my rock. Someone I know I can rely on.
That was my Frank. And when we walked onto that ferry that day, all I could think was there was nowhere else in the world I'd rather be than with him. Then, I'm there.
You were on the boat too?
Never had you down as a Cliff Richard fan.
It's one of Mac's, present from an avid admirer. Haven't listened to this since I was at school. Aren't you going to join me? What's wrong?
Shh, I thought I heard something. I must just be hearing things. Now, where were we?
When we were first married, we couldn't really afford a honeymoon. When we've been together 20 years, Frank wanted to surprise me and arranged a trip to Greece for us. Have you ever been? It was the last day of our holiday. We were coming back to the mainland from one of the islands. It really was beautiful. Like a painting. The boat was full of people having fun, but we didn't mind. We just stared out at the sea. It really had been like a honeymoon. Only better. And then suddenly I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just take your time.
There was no warning at all. The boat suddenly tilted. And I grabbed hold of Frank's arm and held on. He told me not to worry. And for a moment we thought it was righting itself. And then there was another jolt. And it started to sink. The noise was awful. The boat breaking up. People screaming. There was a little girl we'd been talking to. I saw her fall in.
And Frank?
Oh, Frank was wonderful. He was trying to help people. He picked up several children and managed to get them out of danger, but everything was happening so fast.
Jennifer, what happened to Frank?
He pushed me towards the lifeboat, told me to swim, said he'd be behind me. I got to the boat, it was only a few yards, and I hung onto the side and turned round.
Yes?
And he wasn't behind me. He hadn't moved. His leg was trapped. He knew he couldn't move when he told me to swim.
What did you do next?
I tried to swim back to him to help him, but he shouted at me to stay where I was. And then his head went under, but it came back up again, and he looked at me, and I could see in his eyes that he wanted me to help him. I couldn't move. And then he was gone.
Yeah, but it's all happened so fast.
Some people fall in love from the minute they meet.
Yeah, but marriage is a lifelong commitment.
Yes, and one you're ready to make.
Yeah, but how can I be sure that it's right?
Well, none of us can be sure about anything. You do love him, don't you?
Yeah.
And he loves you? Well, I think that's the best any of us can hope for.
I suppose you've got a point.
You know I'm always right.
Well, so you like to think.
You know, Jerry's a good bloke. And you're a great girl. You deserve to be happy.
I never knew you were such a romantic.
Nor did I.
Thanks, Mark.
Anytime. Just wish I could be there tomorrow instead of holding the fort here.
I'll tell you what, we'll have our own celebration as soon as I get back from honeymoon.
Oh, I'll hold you to that.
See you, Mark.
I've never been able to get it out of my head.
What?
That last image of Frank. The look on his face. He did everything for me, and then when he needed me, I couldn't help him. It was useless.
Frank knew exactly what he was doing when he told you to swim. He died knowing you were safe.
That doesn't matter.
It mattered to Frank. It's what he wanted. And he'd want you to live now. I mean, really live, not just exist.
I've never really spoken to anyone like this about it before.
Well, you have now. But it is only the start. We have to find someone who will give real time to listening to you. Because that is what you need.
I don't know. I just don't think it'll do any good.
When my wife had our baby, she and Kieran nearly died, and I couldn't deal with that. So I drank. And it wasn't until we talked that I was able to move on. Fact. So, can you think of anybody? Anybody at all?
Frank has a sister, Eileen.
Excellent.
I haven't seen her since the funeral. Well, she and Frank fell out just before he died. It was all very trivial. I don't know, I suppose I felt disloyal if I kept in touch. But she has written to me.
Did you used to get on with her?
Oh, yes. She's very like her brother.
I think you should call Eileen. Sorry, I really have to go.
I can't thank you enough for your kindness.
It is all part of the service.
Can I offer you a piece of advice?
Yeah, of course.
You take care of your wife. Don't ever stop appreciating what you have.
No, I won't. Bye.
Hello? Eileen?
Hello.
Oh, I knew I should have switched it off. It's Mac. Hi, darling. Is everything all right?
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you I love you.
I know.
See you later, yeah?
If you just give me a moment.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. These are fantastic. Bye.
Come here. I can't stand this any longer. Don't think you can either. Let's go upstairs.
Kate.
No, come on.
No, Kate, listen.
Don't say anything. It'll be all right.
No, it isn't. It's not you.
I know that.
I want to as much as you do, but...
I understand, but...
Kate, we both made vows.
I realise that. David, I need you.
I'm so sorry.